Acquiring Xbox Game Pass does not solely entail solo playtime. Fun experiences are just lying in store for duos with access to the console's greatest gaming service. A decent amount of titles available on Xbox Game Pass allow for the pleasure of local co-op. And as any gamer worth their salt knows, playing a game with a buddy using good old-fashioned couch co-op is one of the best joys to be had. Whether the action occurs on a single screen or double the participation necessitates split screen, these games ensure entertainment between friends. From sci-fi shooters to goofy physics-based playgrounds, Xbox owners can't go wrong with these fun, local co-op titles. Today's video is going to be about the top 10 co-op games on Xbox Game Pass. Please like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. At number 10, we have Stardew Valley. It only makes sense that you would want to hire some dependable farmhands to assist you with the day-to-day operations because running a farm alone is difficult. Fortunately, Stardew Valley gives you the opportunity to do exactly that, as up to 3 players can join you on the farm in both local and online play to make sure the farm works as smoothly as possible. The town isn't prepared for the degree of productivity that will soon occur. In Stardew Valley, multiplayer plays out similarly to single player, with one player acting as the host and everyone else as hired help. Every participant may help the farm succeed, and they can even create their own. At number 9, we have Deep Rock Galactic. Personal gain isn't the most original character motivation in the world, but when you're playing as a motley crew of space dwarves strip mining a planet for its precious resources, the premise becomes a little bit more interesting. Deep Rock Galactic might seem like your standard horde shooter, but with the inclusion of some interesting systems and mechanics, it's actually one of the more unique and enjoyable co-op Game Pass games out there. As a team of up to 4 players, you're dropping into a randomly generated cave system with the task of completing one of several objectives. Maybe you're trying to steal an alien egg, or perhaps you're looking to mine certain materials, but you'll have to dig your way through the level and deal with the overwhelming hordes of insect aliens looking to turn you into lunch meat. No pressure or anything. At number 8, we have Overcooked 2. As far as co-op games go, they don't get much more intense than Overcooked 2. Most of the other games on this list take on some kind of lofty premise, but Overcooked's whole deal is that you're just playing as chefs trying to get food out the door as quickly as possible. Yeah, there's a whole thing about trying to save the kingdom from some horrible evil, but that falls into the background once you lose yourself in the chaos of Overcooked's kitchens. The game's adventure mode sees up to 4 players working together in kitchens that really shouldn't pass any food standard regulations. Players will be throwing together meals in hot air balloons on rafts sailing down the river and in the middle of busy thoroughfares. Trying to communicate with your fellow players to ensure the food is ready in time is a stressful experience, but the satisfaction of success makes Overcooked 2 one of the most thrilling co-op games on Xbox Game Pass. At number 7, we have Gang Beasts. Nothing spells good co-op fun than a game where you and your friends contend with poor controls while having to toss each other off of icebergs, water towers, and power plants. That's what Gang Beasts is all about. There is no nuance or finesse in Gang Beasts. However, this is by no means a detriment to the game's enjoyment levels. In fact, it's practically intrinsic to its charm. Gang Beasts shines when played with a close group of friends, provoking raucous laughter as often as it does playful competitiveness. At number 6, we have State of Decay 2. Xbox's own zombie survival simulator, State of Decay 2 certainly isn't the most refined game on this list, but if you want to create your own last bastion of humanity in the apocalypse, there are few games with as much character and heart. Granted, you might be forced to watch your character's heart get ripped out by the endless undead hordes, but that's just life in the post-apocalypse. As the last survivors, you'll establish settlements and try to withstand the onslaught of zombies each and every day. State of Decay 2's gameplay allows players to control multiple characters within a settlement, but players can take one of these characters and visit another player's community, completing missions and delivering supplies. All players will then receive rewards for their chosen characters and settlements, so it actually pays to cooperate. At number 5, we have Sea of Thieves. Pun absolutely intended here, but Sea of Thieves is Xbox's flagship co-op game. There's no finer example of co-op on Xbox Game Pass than Sea of Thieves, though you do need to be careful of rival pirate crews sailing the seven seas, looking to steal your plunder. While there's no way to avoid the more competitive aspects of Sea of Thieves gameplay, there's still an amazing co-op game here to enjoy. Players work together as part of a four-person pirate crew, traveling around the world looking for treasure, dealing with a host of supernatural threats along the way, or even completing longer-form story content in the form of tall tales. Those skeletons guarding the treasure chests aren't going to be happy about your looting ways, but with 3 friends watching out for you, you'll be well on your way to becoming a real pirate legend. At number 4, we have The Ascent. Attempting to survive a cyberpunk arcology that's descended into violence and madness is something that's better attempted with friends. Sure, you can navigate the brutal world of the Ascent's Velis on your own, but you'll have much better success if you work together. Just because you're marked for death doesn't mean it's all bad though, as you'll have plenty of opportunities to kill your enemies and take their stuff. The Ascent is a twin-stick shooter with RPG elements, with players navigating their way through a series of quests in order to determine why the arcology of Velis has fallen into chaos. As you progress, you'll earn better and better loot, teaming up with up to 3 friends to lay waste to everything that stands in your way. For a debut game from a development studio of 12 people, The Ascent is worth checking out. At number 3, we have Grounded. If you ever wanted a survival game version of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Grounded is the game for you. Instead of throwing you into exotic and unrecognizable locations, Grounded showcases the dangers that are present outside your own home. Granted, they're only dangers because you've been shrunken down to a shorter stature, but that's besides the point. Those spiders are no joke. Players must work together to build shelters, craft tools, and do whatever it takes to survive in a world that's suddenly become a bit too big. As an Xbox game preview title, Grounded is still in a state of early access, but the game has been bolstered with regular content updates that have added new wrinkles to the established formula, and at number 2 we have A Way Out. A Way Out offers practically everything you could want in a co-op title with the explosive aplomb of a delightfully cheesy action flick. The narrative may be over the top and a bit silly at times, but really, that's almost precisely what it needs to be. Plopped into the prison-issued shoes of unlikely duo Vincent and Leo, players will cooperatively scheme, scurry, and occasionally scrap their way out of the confines of jail and into the world beyond to embark on a revenge quest that's studded with no shortage of charmingly competitive minigames to break up the buddy cop vibe. And last but not least, we have No Man's Sky. Exploring the universe by yourself sounds like a bit of a lonely experience, so why not add some new players to your No Man's Sky crew? Originally, the game didn't support co-op multiplayer of any kind, making the universe feel isolated as a result, but with the cavalcade of post-launch updates, No Man's Sky players can now work together with their friends in a variety of ways beyond looking at weird alien life together. Co-op play allows No Man's Sky players to directly join each other's game worlds, meaning you can explore planets and build bases on them as much as you like, but the social hub, the Nexus, is where the more structured co-op experiences take place. From here, you can engage in plenty of randomly generated co-op missions, from investigating mysterious signals to dealing with alien infestations on derelict ships. With the sheer scope of No Man's Sky, it's hard to not consider it one of the best co-op games on Xbox Game Pass.